Now, this may be one of my weirder videos, but just try and hear me out if you can. Now, I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I've always been an inquisitive person, and that means I'm often Googling all sort of nonsense, such as what's a supermassive black hole, or what's the capital of the Congo, that sort of thing. So after a conversation with a friend earlier where he told me his dog wasn't doing very well and he was very cut up about it, it did make me think men do love dogs. I wonder why that is. Deep down, I think many men think of a dog as if they're another family member. And that got me thinking, is there some scientific evolutionary link between man and dog? And anyway, during my Googling, I stumbled upon this answer. Now, this is of note because it's written by AI on the website Quora, and the answer it gives sound to me to be full of left-wing ideology. Remember, AI is supposed to be objective, yet when they start talking about socialization and gender norms, and men have been socialized to be more stoic and less emotional, it gets those bells ringing for me. And that's because it's classic left-wing ideology to assume that masculinity or femininity are simply cultural constructs. There's no biological reality to them in the left-wing worldview. However, I think anybody who's neutral and normal can clearly see, of course, there are cultural elements to being a man, but there's also biological and even spiritual elements too. Now, call me Kojak if you will, but my spidey senses are tingling here in telling me that someone out there is messing with the AI coding to ensure it has a liberal bias. And that got me researching a bit more, and I found this story. The social media site Facebook utilized a race-blind AI to figure out who was being racist on its platform, and it turns out that 90% of the hate speech was directed towards white people and men. And then the bigwigs at Facebook decided, well, these aren't the answers we wanted, so channeled out any abuse aimed at whites, men, and Americans. Those toxic white men deserve everything they get, Mark? Screw them. So that pretty much confirms to me that AI... Sorry, I'm still laughing about that Facebook thing, those stupid liberals. But anyway, there is a serious problem at the root of all this, and it tells us that AI, which is the next generation of education, just like television and media has been for our generations, is going to be tacitly informing young people of how the world works through a liberal prism. This is why I think it's so important for us, as well as the next generation, to be aware of conceptual thinking outside of the pure information that's given to us by AI and the media world. I think if people have this aptitude, we stand a chance against the biases of the quote-unquote regime of the Western world. Anyway, these are just some of my thoughts. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.